Hello.
Hello,
What's your name?
my name is Sahar.
And what's your cultural background?
My original cultural background is, well, my parents were from Iran, but they fled to Holland, and here I was raised in a Persian way, but I don't really see the Persian culture as really my cultural background. I think it's more of a mixture between the Dutch culture and the Persian culture.
Okay. So, we're here today to talk about communication,
Yes.
intercultural communication, and, well, specifically verbal communication.
Mm-hmm.
What does verbal communication mean to you?
Well, the way you say it makes me think it's basically how you use words to communicate to another person.
Hello.
Hello,
What's your name?
Florian Dijker.
And what cultural background are you from?
I'm from the Netherlands.
So, let's start with the questions. What does verbal communication mean to you?
Well, it's in the Netherlands it's the basic of communication. We don't use our hands very often when we talk,
Mm-hmm.
and I think that we are a very direct country with language.
Mm-hmm.
And
Hello.
Hello,
What's your name?
Marko Kuslic.
And from what cultural background are you?
I'm from the Yugoslavian cultural background.
Could you explain that? Yugoslavian?
Well, I have family in Croatia, Bosnia, and Serbia,
Mm-hmm.
which all form former Yugoslavian countries.
So let's start off with the first question. What does verbal communication mean to you? Define the concept.
Well, I think it's the way to communicate with people in words.
Okay. Okay. And if you had to choose, what do you value more? The use of verbal communication or non-verbal communication?
I would say non-verbal, because you can give more. I'm going to explain this. You can give more meaning to something.
Okay. According to the Sapir-Whorf hypothesis, speakers of different languages see different worlds. So, how do you look at this statement?
Well, this is very true because look at us Dutch people. We are very direct. When we say, "Oh God, you smell like you haven't showered for in a week," that won't be accepted in other countries.
Okay. So, have you had any experience with this?
Yes, matter of fact, I do. On vacation, when I go to Croatia, Bosnia, Serbia, when let my Dutch humor take over me. I have some bad...
Some bad examples, some bad jokes.
Yeah.
Okay, and they
They
weren't...
don't get it. Oh, look at me.
Okay. If I'd ask you what you value more, verbal communication or non-verbal communication?
I think probably verbal communication, because the Dutch, well, they don't understand non-verbal communication as well as other countries do. So we really have to say what we have to say, otherwise we don't understand it.
Okay. Well, the next question is about a hypothesis of Sapir-Whorf. It states that speakers of different languages see different worlds.
Well, if it's both in English, then it's basically on the same page. You'll have a different cultural background, so many things you'll perceive different, but I don't think it's necessarily in the language that you'll perceive things different.
Well, I think that's a true statement. In other cultures, it is the non-verbal communication is much stronger than here. And Dutch people, when they're in other countries, they always think that other people are fighting. And
So, two other types of communication are also defined: high context and low context. High context relies more on non-verbal communication, while low context relies mostly on verbal communication. So what would you describe yourself as?
A high context person.
Yeah?
Yeah, because well, in all of Eastern Europe, they speak a lot with the hands to make ourselves some clear.
Okay. And have you had any experience with intercultural communication problems due to different communication styles?
Yes, in Italy,
Mm-hmm.
when you speak with people and you use a lot of your hands, they see it as an insult most of the time.
Okay. Well, for you, it's just common sense, right?
Yes,
Okay. Well, thank you for your time.
no problem.
So, have you experienced any intercultural communication problems due to different communication styles?
Well, I already told you about the non-verbal communication in other countries, that the Dutch think that they're always arguing.
And have you experienced yourself something like that? That you've been misunderstood?
When I was little, I ordered something at a Greek restaurant,
Mm-hmm.
and I had this feeling that the restaurant owner was really yelling at me. And I thought he was angry with me, but that was not the point at all there.
Okay. And the last question I'd like to ask you, have you experienced any intercultural communication problems due to different communication styles?
Yeah, sometimes. For instance, I tend to notice people from a different culture, because my talking style is usually just, first I listen to the person and then I take everything to a slow pace,
Mm-hmm.
and I usually don't want to know more than I really need to know unless I ask for it. I do notice that sometimes different cultures have a tendency to explain everything, and meanwhile I'm just sitting there like, okay, cool, stop now. So it sometimes can get annoying, or when certain cultures have a really aggressive speaking style, it's really hard for me to overcome the bridge to communicate with that person, because I'm not sure if the person is angry with me or is just really angry in his way of
Well,
speaking.
thank you for today. I hope you've enjoyed it as much as I have, and
I've enjoyed it.
okay. Thank you.